what's up guys? Gage from ARG. We're going to be talking about a card that's having a pretty good showing this format, Solemn Scolding. Now this isn't exactly a new card, but this is a card that has recently climbed aboard that hype train. It's a secret rare that got released in Next Challengers that people kind of blew over. But, you know, let's read it to find out exactly why. Solemn Scolding, it's trap card. If this is the only set card in your spell and trap zone, when a monster would be summoned or a spell, trap, or monster effect would be activated, pay 3,000 life points to negate that activation or summon, and if you do, destroy the card. So it's essentially a solemn judgment with different requirements, and it was those requirements that made people really kind of look over it. But now, as of YCS Chicago, at this very moment I'm filming the video, it's having a pretty good showing with players like Patrick Hoban as well as Chris LeBlanc main decking it in their Necroz deck. And Necroz, a deck that really doesn't play any back row besides maybe Ring of Destruction if you feel fancy, it's pretty justified why you can play Solemn Scolding and why it's good. I don't exactly have to sit here and argue why a Solemn Judgment is a good card. I don't have to do that. But let's talk about moving forward and if this card is just hype or is it actually a really decent card that can stand a chance being a staple throughout the rest of the format. So as I've already stated, in Necroz it is a very good card, being able to stop anything, I repeat, anything that may be a threat to your board. And also the hindrance of it being the only trap card in your back row is kind of negated for the fact that you really don't play any other back row. And let's face it, exactly how often are you going to be running into the problem of having 2 to 3 Solemn Scolding in your hands at the same time? Probably not very often. But is Necroz the only deck that can play this card? Absolutely flippin' not. Another deck that barely plays any back row and just recently got indirect support in TCG World Superstars, which was actually released today, is Shaddolls. And Shaddolls, with the release of El Shaddol Fusion, also back in Next Challengers, they really stopped playing back row, such as Sinister Shadow games, to really speed up their plays and potentially OTK faster. And with that mentality of the deck being really aggressive, back row was dropped except for the Shaddol core, which really isn't even back row. So there is space to play Solemn Scolding. And saying that, Solemn Scolding can really help your plays by being able to push through absolutely anything that may be a threat to your OTK. If your opponent wants to play Valkyrie, you can negate that. If your opponent wants to play a back row card of their own, you can negate that. You can pretty much push for game if you have it safely. Now, upon this card's initial release, I guess people really didn't catch on to it, or it really wasn't usable at the time. While a deck like Burning Abyss was still defining the meta, Clipforts had just become on the radar, and Shaddolls were still kind of hanging around the second best deck range, the card really didn't have space to be run. But now, since we have a different meta right now, with decks like Necroz still being the deck to beat, this card can be utilized in not only the top deck of the format, but also an upcoming deck, Shaddol Seraphs. And if we take a gander at the ban list, we can still say Solemn Judgment is just as good as it was when it was unbanned. So why not play a card that's just like it? ARG stands for a rapping giraffe. It also conveniently stands for Alter Reality Game. If you guys want to buy or sell a product, if you want to attend high-level events, and if you want to read articles from the toppest of top players, AlterRealityGames.com is your place to go check out. Be sure to like our Facebook fan page and subscribe to our Twitch stream if you have not already. But as always, I thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. Gage from ARG, signing out.